everybody, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I read in August. The first book that I read in August was The Last Wish, the first book in the Witcher series. I gave this book 4.25 stars. I thought it was really great. I really enjoyed the writing, especially, and I'm not usually one to care about prose at all, but I thought it was just beautiful and interesting. So yeah, and I thought that sort of the short story format was really good. I really liked it. Sort of the like little monster hunting escapades. And I also really liked the question it kind of raised of like, what makes a monster? So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I had a blast reading it. Next, in August, I read the next three books of the Dresden Files. So I read Full Moon, which I gave 4 stars. I read Grave Peril, which I'll pick up in a second, which I gave 3.75 stars. And I read Summer Night, which I gave 4.5 stars. So, Full Moon, I liked. I thought it was pretty good. I thought that the plot was like a little meandering, and sometimes like the impact of big events didn't necessarily feel like it was given the time it deserved. But I did like the werewolf aspect and how we were sort of starting to flesh out some of the side characters. With Grave Peril, I really liked the book still, and I really liked where the side characters were going. I felt like the plot did also suffer a little bit in this one. I didn't feel like the series had kind of like settled into its rhythm yet, but I was still enjoying it. Yeah. Then I read Summer Night, which was amazing. Definitely the series had kind of found its rhythm, where it was headed by this point, which I've always heard was kind of the case, that this one was where it definitely picked up, and that was really true. I really liked the fairy courts and all of the politics. I felt like Dresden as a character like really stepped up here. He seemed a lot more competent, a lot more sure of himself, a lot better at kind of handling the plot in a way that made sense, and so I was really enjoying it here. So yeah, really liking the series. Next, I read the first 3 books in the Cradle series by Will White. I got them for free on Kindle, so that's why I don't have them here. I did give the first book 3.5 stars, the second book 4 stars, and the third book 4.5 stars. So it kind of progressed in quality, which is funny since it's a progression fantasy, which was actually my first dive into progression fantasy. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I really liked Lyndon as a character. I thought he was a pretty relatable protagonist. I thought the world building was really unique. It almost felt like a video game. I'm not sure. Or like, it reminded me a little bit of like Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV show. Like, I could really see it being animated in that style, which I've heard a lot of people say. But yeah, I'm really glad I decided to listen to all of the people on r/fantasy and pick this up. While I was picking up things for free on Kindle Unlimited, I decided to pick up another free trilogy called the Dragon's Blood trilogy, I believe. I only read 2 of the books, so I read Balanced on the Blade's Edge, or something like that, and Deathmaker. I really like steampunk, as I've stated before when talking about The Aeronaut's Windlass, which can't recommend enough, but and I really liked the vibe of this series with the steampunk. I felt like the romance was, in both books, really rushed. Like, I really want to feel a slow burn. I want them to get together. I don't want them getting together before I care about their relationship, And so I gave them like 2.5 stars or something like that. They were fun. I liked the second one a little bit better. But I don't know, I decided to not continue just because I didn't find it to be exactly what I was looking for. The next book that I read in August was Soul Taken by Patricia Briggs. This is the 13th book in the Mercedes Thompson series. So this was actually when I was getting back into reading a few years ago. This was one of the first urban fantasy series that I got back into, and I'd never read it before. I really love it. So I gave this one 4 stars. I thought it was pretty great. It wasn't my favorite installment in the series, but it was definitely still really fun. I still love all the characters. I mean, she's a great protagonist. I mean, yeah, and the world building, it's so interesting. And it just feels like kind of a return to something really familiar, and like when your favorite TV show comes out with a new season, and maybe it's more like something you watch really. My mic stopped recording because my iPad is dying, but we'll see if I can kind of splice the audio together there. we'll see. If it goes well, I won't include this clip, and if it goes terribly, I will include this clip so you understand what happened. But anyways, I was just finishing up talking about this and saying, this is my comfort series. I go back to it, and it's just so familiar and fun every time. In August, I also finished up the Murderbot Diaries series with Exit Strategy, although I found out later that it was not actually the end of the series and that there are 2 more, but the box set that I had led me to believe that this was the whole series, so sorry about that. But I gave this book 5 stars, really loved it, still loving Murderbot and the sort of snarky commentary, stream of consciousness style of the writing. It's so fun. I love it so much. So, yeah. The last book that I read in August was Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. I gave this book 5 stars. I thought it was amazing. Just the exploration of, like, revolution and how the people feel about suffering in different regimes and, like, whether the intentions of leadership really matter when it comes down to it. And then also, of course, like, dragons. So it was great. I also loved the 2 main characters and the sort of switching perspectives. I thought that both of them were really compelling protagonists, and they both had really interesting internal struggles and relationships with each other and with society and sort of with, like, the goals of the society. I thought it was really, really interesting and fun to read. So, yeah. Thanks everybody for watching this video. Yeah, bye.